I think it is application which is also
has Good evening, everyone. Dear governing board members, administration, faculty and staff, parents, guardians, families, and friends. We are gathered here tonight to celebrate an important milestone in the lives of our students, the graduation of the class of 2026. As I announce our soon-to-be graduates, they will make their way inside for this very special celebration. At this time, I will ask that you please direct your attention to the entrance as we proudly welcome our graduating seniors. Please join us giving the class of 2026 as a warm and proud welcome. invite everyone, please rise for the national anthem under the direction of Mr. Holloway, our band director. Faculty members, and distinguished guests here with us tonight to celebrate the achievement of Class of 2026. And please join me in welcoming Mr. David Fortna, the President of the Board of Directors, for the welcome speech.
Good evening. How's the energy level out there? Okay, I'm obligated to say, you gotta do better. One more time, how was it? All right, so my apologies, I am only allowed 5 minutes. They know how much I like to speak about the school. I could talk forever. This school is amazing. These students are amazing. These families are amazing. The staff, everyone at this school is amazing and makes it a very good school. So tonight, I'm going to say welcome to the 2026 graduating class of Orlando Science High School. As part of that class, we have 10 students that I'm going to call out. And when I call out your name, if you would stand, we're going to recognize these 10 students who have been at the school since kindergarten. They've been here for 13 years. And we have some photos up top there. Excellent. So here we go. Mayela Labre. Teja Dulapala. Darian Jones. Mackenzie Corton. Joshua Lowe. Gabriella Malahu. Hayadia Muhammad. Aiden Ortega. Elysius Rodriguez. Oh, I'm sorry, it's on the dark spot here. Mikal Singh. Did I get that right? I apologize if I messed up any names. My apologies. But thank you to the 10 of you for making it from kindergarten through 12th grade. And we have special cords and a sash to recognize that. But also a big thank you. You can sit down now. Thank you very much. We want to say thank you to you as students and you as family members for choosing Orlando Science, because you did that. You chose to come to the school, and that is definitely appreciated. One more thing before I leave the podium and let this continue. Anybody recognize this book? Yeah? Okay, let's read some student senior quotes. So again, I'm time limited, I do apologize, but if you need a hero, just look in the mirror, all right? If it's flipping hamburgers at McDonald's, be the best hamburger flipper in the world. Just getting started. Perfect. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. And I'm going to do my best at Latin. Ad astra per aspera. I don't know if I got that right, but anyway. So on behalf of the governing board of directors, I say again, thank you for choosing Orlando Science, and congratulations to the 2026 class of Orlando Science High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fortna, for the warm and encouraging words. And now, it is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Yunus Aksu, the CEO of the Discovery Education Services, for tonight's opening remarks.
To our distinguished guest speaker, esteemed board members, dedicated parents, talented teachers, and most importantly, the class of 2026. Good evening. It's truly an honor to stand before you as the CEO of Orlando Science Schools. Each graduation is special, but every year it becomes even more meaningful as we celebrate the accomplishments of another remarkable graduating class. This year is especially significant as our nation celebrates its 250th anniversary, a milestone that reminds us of the generations who came before us, innovators, educators, leaders, and dreamers who worked to shape the future. Now, that future belongs to you. At Orlando Science Schools, we have remained deeply committed to providing a high-quality education that goes beyond academics. We strive to prepare students not only with knowledge, but with the ability to think critically, solve problems, collaborate with others, and lead with resilience and integrity. Class of 2026, you are the result of that commitment. You have challenged yourselves academically, participated in research and competitions, built projects, did not shy away from the difficult questions, and pushed beyond your comfort zones. Most importantly, you have learned how to adapt and grow in a constantly changing world. But graduation is not simply an ending. It's the beginning of a new chapter. As you move forward to universities, careers, and the new opportunities, remember that you carry with you the value of hard work, curiosity, respect, and service. You are now part of our growing alumni community, and we hope you will continue to inspire and support the students who follow behind you. As our nation reflects on 250 years of progress, the next chapter will be shaped by individuals like you, educated, thoughtful, and determined to make a difference. You are ready, you are capable, and you have the power to contribute to something greater than yourselves. Class of 2026, we are incredibly proud of you, and we look forward to seeing all that you accomplish. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aksu. Now we are honored to welcome Dr. Yalcin Akin, founder of Orlando Science School System and the president of Discovery Science Schools, as he shares his remarks and welcomes to graduating class of 2026.
Good evening, everybody. Before I start my speech, I'd like to recognize our band director and the band students. Thank you so much for being part of our event. And please give them a big applause. So, graduates, parents, families, teacher and staff members, and honored guests, I know that some of our staff members been in this building since in the morning, helping for the graduation of the 8th graders and graduation of the seniors right now for your class. But each graduation give me an opportunity to reflect as the founder of the Orlando Science School system. This is the 18th year of our operation in Orlando. So every year we started with our journey with 100 students in 11 kids, 11 students. And our first graduating class was in 2012. I think it was a handful of the students graduated. But right now, you know, they are knocking the Orlando Science School door and then asking us how they can enroll their children to the kindergarten. How lovely it is that, you know, our graduates are coming back and then they are very much interested in enrolling their children to our school system. I'm very honored, very proud of that, being part of this journey and many, many years looking forward to come. So the graduates, I know that some of you have already chosen your path and some will choose, but no matter what path you choose, never forget the values that brought you are here: hard work, ethics, integrity, and compassion. In these days, I think we all need to speak a lot for the ethics. When I was visiting the Harvard University last summer, and then a group of students were on the campus were demanding the more and more ethics classes from the president of the Harvard. I think we are all need at this time the ethics classes. Please look for the classes to join that in your college education. And to the parents and families, thank you for trusting us, your children, and for supporting them through every step of this journey. This achievement belongs to you as well. Graduates, dream big, stay humble, continue learning, and never be afraid of fail. The future belongs to those who have been encouraged to pursue. Congratulations, class of 2026. We are proud of you, and we cannot wait to see the impact you will be making on the world. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
As a former teacher who spent over 8 years in the classroom, I know teaching is more than a profession, and is a passion for guiding, supporting, impacting students' lives. And learning is never over. And I was honored to know someone who constantly reminded me this passion and strong work ethic for the students. And I learned many things during the time our lives overlapped. Now I would like to welcome our principal, Mr. Nicholas KB, as he shares remarks remembering dear Mr. Ricardo Guzman.
Thank you, everybody. Congratulations, class of 2026. This school year, as you know, we lost one of our staff members, Mr. Ricardo Guzman. Mr. Guzman began at OSS as a Spanish teacher and later served in administration for the past few years. The class of 2026 may remember Mr. Guzman as the sponsor for the juggling club, or just helping out with the many daily responsibilities required to keep our school operating at a high level. In education, we have an opportunity to positively impact the lives of others around us each day. And Mr. Guzman embraced that opportunity fully. He made a lasting difference in the lives of students, staff members, and families within our school community. Tonight, as we celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2026, we also take a moment to honor the contributions, service, and legacy of Mr. Guzman. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. KB. And one of the greatest strengths of our school is the care and the support we have for our students. Our Student Government Association plays a very important role in that community, serving as a voice for our students and helping shape school spirit, leadership, and connection throughout the years. Please join me in welcoming our SGA President, Armando Colazo for a special message to the class of 2026.
fix it. It's too much work. Hello, everybody. My name is Armando Colazo, and I'm the student body president, and I'm so honored to be celebrating the class of 2026. Today is about looking back on the past 4 years, years filled with growth, challenges, and accomplishments. But for many of us, our story here started much earlier than just high school. Some of us began OSS in middle school, and some even in elementary school. My first day at OSS was almost 9 years ago when I transferred in 4th grade, and during my open house I had seen the LEGO Robotics trophies proudly displayed at the top of the stairs. If you've been to the elementary school building, you know what I'm talking about. And I immediately thought I'd bitten off more than I could chew. My parents had applied on the whim, and I had no clue what to expect while I was waiting in the cafeteria for school, except, and I'll beat the very dead horse, that OSS was full of nerds. But when I went to my first class and we went around sharing what we did over summer, I was shocked to learn that my classmates were surprisingly normal. They talked about how they spent their summers at Kumon or learning about science fair projects, but they were exceptionally brilliant students with compassionate hearts. And as the years went on, that feeling only became more and more true. I mean, we all grew up watching movies like High School Musical and The Breakfast Club, where high school was all about big football games, late night parties, and spontaneous coming-of-age stories. But when I started high school at OSS, I quickly realized that wasn't really our vibe. We had our own version of school spirit. We cheered for nationally ranked mathletes and state-winning robotics teams. Our midday pick-me-ups happened at Latte Market and the taco food truck. Before they banned the taco food truck. And Fridays were spent in the robotics lab, or occasionally trying to find each other at Halloween Horror Nights, as messy as that was. But more than anything, I felt challenged. Not just by the coursework, though being expected to take AP Chem as a freshman was super fun, but by the people around me. We were surrounded by teachers who encouraged us to shoot for the stars early on. I mean, if you were in Mr. Akielchin's calculus class, you know the speech about college flags and how you need to have your SAT done by the fall of junior year, or else the world ends. But I'm talking before just high school. Earlier this week, I had the chance to reconnect with my first teacher and reminisce about those early days. And there were two things that conversation that really stayed with me. The first was this. Even back then, she saw potential in me before I could see it in myself. She pulled me aside and asked if I wanted to join Science Olympiad. When I asked what it involved and what I'd get to do, and she mentioned club days would be on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and on Saturdays, I immediately said no, because Saturdays were for Fortnite. However, fate is a fickle thing, and no matter how much I resisted when I was younger, years later, I found myself at school every weekend on Saturdays. But more importantly, the point of that story is to highlight the importance of mentors in our lives here at OSS. They're the guiding lights in our journeys and the North Stars that will allow us to grow. Secondly, from that conversation, I asked her, what was one notable thing that you still remember from our 4th and 5th grade class? And she said that even from a young age, she defined our class as hardworking and grounded kids. And I came to realize OSS isn't just niche because it's academically rigorous charter tucked between the Magic Mall and the Mexican consulate. It's unordinary because it's full of extraordinary people. It's rare to be surrounded by so many like-minded individuals who are so completely different, but so welcome to taking and accepting others. People who challenge you, support you, and push you to think different. A lot of people say high school doesn't matter in the long run. And sure, you could go to college and leave these 4 years behind. But I've always believed that experiences are only as meaningful as you make them. And while high school can absolutely be silly at times, we've also gone through a lot of real-world experiences together. So maybe your GPA won't matter one day, and maybe your Science Olympiad medal will get dusty. But if you take anything away from this school, it should be to embrace the uncomfortable. Confucius once said, if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. And being part of this class has taught me that it's not just about surrounding yourself with greatness, but it's about finding people who make you want to be great. I found my best friends just by sitting next to them in alphabetical order in that same AP Chem class. And we're all so wildly different. We're headed in every direction imaginable, literally and geographically. And yet, being around them, being people who are both incredibly competitive and deeply compassionate, has taught me that there is a big difference between chasing success and leading with love. So wherever you go next, find those people. Find the ones who make you excited to pursue, to question, and to challenge yourself. Find the places that make you just uncomfortable enough to grow. Because the world needs young people who are ready to face hard things with both courage and care. Life is too short to pursue anything without passion. And when you do things with a love for life, it shows and it is impactful. From hilarious lunchtime discussions to late night sprints as my devices stopped working the day before competition, and panicking because someone forgot a power cord at Powder Puff, I truly believe that every experience here at OSS has shaped me into the person that I am here today. It is easy to overlook these moments, but I think it's important to move through life knowing that every experience, every connection, and every challenge leaves its mark. Mr. Rogers once said, "Often, when you think you're at the end of something, you're at the beginning of something else." I feel so incredibly fortunate to have already lived so much, to have grown alongside all of you. And if this is just the beginning, I cannot wait for what comes next. I'd like to thank all of my teachers for helping me discover a genuine love for learning, for always caring deeply, and for always giving me the space to have real conversations, no matter if it's just about academics or everything in between. My club advisors for going above and beyond, believing in our ideas, and championing our most ambitious goals. To all the administrators who despite their to all the administrators who, despite their pesky dress code rules, truly are the backbone of the school. To my parents and my entire family, thank you for supporting me endlessly, encouraging me to try anything and everything, for driving me all over Central Florida for the sake of my education, and for teaching me to lead with empathy and to dream big. To my brother, thank you for being my biggest supporter and the best partner in crime I could ever ask. Love you, bro. And to my friends, thank you for accepting every part of who I am, for making every day brighter, for making me laugh and making me take stupid photos, and for constantly inspiring me with your brilliance, your conversations, and your hearts. As we say goodbye today, Mr. Fortnite beat me to it, but I'm reminded of something Dr. Sood once said: "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." I truly believe there is so much to smile about. So class of 2026, while it's goodbye for me, the night is young and there's still plenty to smile about. I know the 20-year reunion is going to be epic, and I cannot wait for all the amazing things you accomplish. Thank you.
Thank you, Armando. Now 4 years of high school, freshman year, everything just new, and the sophomore year, things just start getting serious. And junior year, oh my God. And the senior year, wait, what just happened? The journey goes by faster than anyone realizes. Before you know it, the moments become memories you can carry with you forever. Please enjoy this special completion video prepared by one of our very own students, Silva.
Every story has a last page, and this is ours. We never really knew which moments were going to stay with us. At the time, it was just another day, another hallway, Miss Khan telling us to hurry up, another lunch table getting too loud, another person recording a random video that made no sense to anyone outside of us. We were just living it. We weren't thinking about how one day these clips would stop feeling random and start feeling like proof. Proof that we were here. Proof that we grew up in the same rooms, under the same lights, at the same tables, at the same desks, walking past the same walls so many times that we stopped noticing them. Proof that school was never only about the classes, the tests, the deadlines, and the grades, or how many 5s we could get on our AP exams. It was proof that some people left marks so deep that even after they leave, we'll still remember everything they gave us. The laughs, the sing-alongs, the handshakes at the door. We were her last class, and we will carry her with us long after we walk out these doors. School was about the people we saw every day, the conversations we had, the friends we made along the way. It was the teacher who learned our names before we learned who we were becoming. It was the joke that somehow survived for years. It was how many 6-7s we could bear hearing throughout the day. But they were the quiet moments too. The ones nobody posted, the ones that only mattered because we were there together. See, this year felt different because we could feel the ending even before it arrived. Every event had this strange weight to it. The last powder puff, the last concert, the last club competition, the last pep rally with insane playlists, the last soccer or volleyball game, the last time Anish called us a funny name in the halls, the last time we would all be in the same place and still call it home. It started off as us all watching the sun rise together, and somewhere along the way, we realized the sun was already setting. See, that's the weird thing about growing up. You don't always notice it while it's happening. And I wish there were ways to know that you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. You notice it later, when you look back and see how much changed in between the clips. The people in these videos aren't exactly the same people who first walked into the school. We became louder, funnier, braver, more confident, more tired, more ourselves. Some of us found our friends here. Some of us found our voices here. And some of us just found the courage to keep showing up. And the teachers, whether they knew it or not, became part of the story too. They saw versions of us we won't even remember. They watched the quiet kids start talking. They watched the stressed kids keep pushing. They watched the ones who didn't think they belonged slowly figure out that they did. They watched us mess up, recover, mature, and slowly become the people ready to leave the room. Now, this video isn't trying to make everything seem perfect. That wouldn't really be honest. School was messy sometimes. Some days were boring, some days were stressful, some days we straight up just couldn't wait to get out. Some days dragged on so long we thought they would never end. Some days ended up too fast and we wish we could rewind them. There were arguments, there were group chats gone quiet, friendships that faded, and new ones that came out of nowhere. Tests we crushed, and tests we just simply weren't locked in for. But somehow, mixed into all of that, we made something worth missing. So when we look back at these clips, we're not just looking at something that happened this year. We're looking at the small pieces of life we shared. The stairways, the classrooms, the parking lot, sports games, the random recordings, the dismissals, the teachers, the friends, the inside jokes, the early mornings nobody wanted, the late afternoons that somehow flew by, the faces that made OSS feel less like a campus and more like a season of our lives. And now that season is ending. Not disappearing, not being replaced, just becoming something we carry differently. Something that lives in the back of our minds and shows up when we hear a certain song. Walk past a certain hallway in our memory, or catch ourselves laughing at something only the people in the room would understand. Something that will sit quietly in us for years, and then suddenly hit all at once when we least expect it. Years from now, we might forget the exact dates, the exact assignments, the exact words people said. We might forget the names of the people we passed in the halls every day, but we'll remember the noise in the hallways, the way the room felt right before a big moment, the people who sat next to us without knowing how much they mattered. We'll remember the laughs that didn't need a reason, and the silences that didn't need to be filled. We'll remember that for a while, all of us were growing up in the same place, at the same time, and that's something we'll never get back. Some of us will stay close, some of us will drift, some of us won't speak to each other again until a reunion years from now. and somehow we will feel like no time passed at all. The version of us that lived in these hallways will always belong to each other in a quiet, permanent way. And maybe that's what makes this hard to leave. Not because we're afraid of what comes next, but because we finally understand what we had. Merch.
Hey everyone, this is Mr. Singleton. Congratulations to the class of 2026. You guys were great kindergartners and all the way up until 6th grade with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I know you guys are going to do really great things and make a difference in this world. And thanks again for being such a good group, and congratulations. See ya.
All right, there's one last thing I want to say that Mr. O wants to say to you guys. Never give up on your dreams. Right? Always follow your dreams, hold on to your values, and treat everyone with kindness. Always.
So what I want you all to remember, I know you're gonna all be successful in college, everything that you end up doing in your lives as well, but I want you to remember college is also a time where it is okay to make mistakes. Sometimes there will be good moments, sometimes there will be bad moments. Rely on your friends, rely on your family, and just remember, like, everything is going to be okay. Everything turns out the way that it's supposed to, even if it feels like you're not going down the right path. Like, eventually you'll get to where you're supposed to be, and you're all gonna do fantastic. Everything's gonna be okay.
Hi, graduating class of 2026. It's me, Miss Killian. Remember that there are a few things for the writing. Always own your words, self-advocate, and remember to recognize that the other person is you, human. Congratulations, everybody.
So, what is one last message that you want to give our class?
So, I actually had a lot of time to think about what I wanted to say. And it's funny because most of my years of teaching at the end of the school year, I write like a goodbye letter. And so I wanted to give a formal kind of message to everyone. So, the hands of time forever march forward, and the past continually expands. The present is only an instant, but the future's potential is infinite. It is our decisions that we make in this fragile time that can change the path of the future. Oftentimes, we underestimate our own capabilities to affect change, but believe in the outsized power of others to do just that. The times that you live in are tumultuous, and you may feel tugged by the currents of the sea of life. However, you must fight the tide and rise to the sky. Challenging occasions bring opportunities, and changing tides bring new vistas for you to explore. These times are yours to shape, so take hold and continue on into a future that is yours to create.
Thank you for making the video available for us. And now, at this time, I would like to recognize students whose dedication and academic achievement have truly stood out throughout their high school journey. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Justin Wanmas as he introduced this year's Valedictorians.
Hello, as Ms. Bullitt already said, I'm Dr. Justin Von Moss, and it is my privilege to introduce our valedictorians to you. So let me call them up here before I talk about them, so I can look at them while I embarrass them by saying nice things. So come on up, guys. This is we have Ismail Akhtanis, Anam Ali, Snika Bizbafuni, Adve Bengale, Teja Gulipala, Rashida Roel, Nathan Yang, Ananya Perimetla, Snehal Sahu, Monish Sarvana Kumar Divya Sundari, Daniel Siddiqui, Ara Sonavanan, and Shrika Velagaputi. So I was asked to do this introduction because I taught all of them in AP Physics 1 and almost all of them in AP Physical Calculus. So if any of you are underclassmen out there and you're thinking, how do I end up on this stage as a valedictorian with these honors? Maybe you learn some physics. So when we hear the word valedictorian, we usually think of one student. This year, that honor is shared by 13 students. To earn that distinction required something extraordinary. They had to earn a 5 on 9 different AP exams from their first 3 years of high school. That level of sustained excellence doesn't happen by accident. These students created and embodied a culture of excellence and showed unrivaled work ethic, which at least is something I value very highly. So I think we are building a community here, and we are trying to be a community. And in a community, we should not be trying to climb to the top of the pile. We should be trying to build each other up and working together to benefit all of us. We should try to make every single one of us better and have everyone benefit instead of one single person, which is why I'm proud to present not 1, but 13 valedictorians from the class of 2026. Thank you.
Good evening, families, teachers, staff, and the graduating class of 2026. Thank you to everyone who took the time to be here with us tonight. Before we do anything else, I need everyone, graduates, families, staff, and everyone in between, to just close your eyes. Now, with your eyes closed, take one big, deep breath. And let it all out. We made it. With your eyes still closed, I want you to picture the traditional high school graduation speech. You know what I'm talking about. One single student standing behind a podium giving you life advice. Do you have the image in your head yet? Okay. All right, you can open your eyes now. So now throw all of that out the window, because that's not what's happening tonight. If you haven't counted already, as they mentioned, there are in fact 13 of us up here. And we know what you're thinking, a 13-person speech, are they gonna start harmonizing? No. But having 13 valedictorians actually makes a lot of sense for our class, because our class has always been an anomaly. Think about it. We are the only high school class whose experience is literally bookended by the FIFA World Cup. We started freshman year sneaking streams of the 2022 World Cup underneath our desks. And now we're graduating just as the 2026 World Cup kicks off right here in North America. We started something massive together, and we're ending on something even bigger. Tonight isn't about GPAs or AP classes. It's about the chaos, the culture, the shared memories that got us to the stage in the first place. I'll admit, it was a struggle at times, but it was our struggle. It was our story. And to tell that story, you have to go back to the beginning, about 6 or 7 years ago.
Alright, so for the class of 2026, the journey to the stage didn't start 4 years ago. It started when we were smaller. Middle school for us was very strange. Some of us, like me, had just joined and soon met with their first friends here at Atlanta Science. Shout out Old Rohan and Shrey. Those are my boys. Our classrooms, they were abruptly replaced by screens as we played Among Us during class while I was trying not to look suspicious on camera. But those chaotic years were the start of our story. But we didn't build that resilience alone. Right there in the background of those virtual classes were our families. To our parents and families, thank you. You were the ones helping us scramble to finish science projects on the kitchen counter and keeping us grounded when the world felt completely upside down. You tolerated our awkward phases and gave us the foundation to step into the real world. So, by the time middle school ended, we had grown in ways we never expected. We were a class that had already learned how to adapt, and we were ready to walk into a normal high school experience.
But that normal experience was not what met us in August. Freshman year felt like stepping into a whole different world. Everyone around us had already found their flow, and we were flopping around like beached fish, directionless and finding our way. But through it all, our amazing families, teachers, and administration were there to keep us following our path towards graduation and beyond. Without them, we would still be flopping around, and probably not graduating here today. Classes like AP Chemistry tested our studying skills and showed us what real rigor felt like. And all the extra credit for writing lines and constant drawings in ELA left most of us with carpal tunnel. Shout out Om Gandhi for writing those lines. Things weren't so different though. Our very first high school dance, 9th grade homecoming, was actually in the Lynx cafeteria. So that was a really nice hoco. Nothing says we've made it to high school though, like having our first high school dance in the exact cafeteria where we used to eat Suncrustables. And I must say, in my humble opinion, freshman hoco had the best refreshments.
Although we started different, we quickly found our footing. In 9th grade, we established dominance over the other grades. We won the Powder Puff game as the freshman underdogs. And, just to prove it wasn't a fluke, we did it again in sophomore year. So maybe a round of applause to those athletes. Sophomore year was also a year of many big pop hits. From the Barbenheimer phrase to the Eras tours. Is there any Swifties out here today? We got some. Okay, that's great. Sophomore year was full of many, many great memories. Sophomore year was the year that things began to click. Sophomore year was the year that we saw those above us and we recognized that they're not that much different from us. We can do what they do, and we stepped up. Additionally, I think for some of us, very importantly, a little website known as ChatGPT came along. And just so that it is known, I would like to state that this speech in no part was AI generated. But for some of you, I know that it might be a more fitting valedictorian than any of us.
Before we knew it, we stopped being the underclassmen just trying to survive. We started becoming something more and started to thrive. The clubs we joined, Mias Theta, HOSA, robotics, debate, freshman year turned into passions that we couldn't stop thinking about. These passions were the seeds that spread a sense of who we were, what we cared about, and what we wanted to do in the future. In these clubs, classes, and lunch tables, we found our closest friends and our people. These were the years that school became a place where we felt we belonged, where the first group chats were created that are still alive today, and where you probably found the people sitting next to you right now. And none of that would have happened without the teachers, the ones who stayed after school to supervise robotics, traveled with us to out-of-state competitions, and handed back tests we'd rather forget. They not only taught us biology, pre-calculus, and U.S. history, and taught us well, but also built the environment where friendships formed, our passions took root, and we figured out who we were becoming.
Then came junior year, where everything started to feel real. We survived our AP classes, took the SAT, and survived the pressure of figuring out our futures before some of us even had our driver's licenses. Page block it. But junior year wasn't just stress and deadlines. We had our first prom, many late night study sessions that turned into just talking for hours and hours and hours. Accidentally getting tomatoes in my Chipotle bowl, shout out Ms. Dantes, and all the random moments that ended up meaning the most. Thanks to the incredibly supportive and inspiring people we had around us, we actually made memories that we'll probably talk about for the rest of our lives. So thank you to all the teachers, staff, friends, family, and everyone else who put up with our stress and made our high school experience so much better.
Amidst the chaos of testing and college prep, we made time for things that we'll actually remember 10 years from now. We went to Halloween Horror Nights together because apparently our grades weren't a jump scare enough. We had the great honor of witnessing the absolute peak of internet brain rot, thanks in part to all of you bored younger siblings out here today. With all the skippity toilet and triple T features in our assignments, it's a true miracle our teachers didn't retire early. And while all of that was happening, some of us also took a completely reasonable amount of AP classes in junior year. In other words, we fully submitted to the cortisol spike of that random July morning when those single-digit scores would determine if we would be standing on stage here today as your valedictorians. To be fair, we did study, We just also studied the art of convincing ourselves that the 2 hours of cram before our test was equivalent to covering 9 months' worth of content. Multiple choice questions taught us gambling better than any Vegas casino ever could. And free response questions were just opportunities to see how creatively we could avoid actually answering the question. But we made it. Somewhere between group chats that doubled as therapy sessions and last-minute Heimler marathons that definitely should have started hours before, we survived junior year.
The infamous first semester of senior year hit us hard and fast. We were told senior year was supposed to be one of the best years of our high school career, but we were quickly proven wrong. We spent months rewriting the same essays, trying to summarize 18 years of personality in 650 words, convincing ourselves at 2 a.m. that this version sounds more like me after changing one sentence every hour. Thank you to our teachers, who, whether they realize it or not, supported us in more ways than we could ever imagine. From the random laughs in class to this unexpected life advice and those real talks about our future in college. And thank you to the teachers for being understanding, as we collectively slipped into survival mode and collectively stopped showing up to class. Sorry, Mr. Krieger. One person's stress became everyone's stress, and one person's win felt like everyone's win. In the middle of all the chaos, we realized that senior year wasn't just about deadlines and pressure. It was more about leaning on each other, growing together, and somehow turning that stress into something more than the unexpected. Memories and inside jokes and connections that will last a long history continued throughout high school.
But that light finally came in the second semester. Freedom. But before I get into my part, I'd like to give a special thanks to my mom, my dad, my sisters, my brothers, Miss Elias and Miss Simchuk for supporting me throughout my process, so yeah. All right, back to it. The immense, undeniable wave of senioritis hit, and we fully embraced it. We skipped out for senior skip days, which somehow ended up being every day, celebrated at Gab Bash, and signed countless yearbooks during senior walkout. And of course, no senior experience would be complete without the one night we traded our hoodies for suits, dresses, and way too many photos. Prom.
So, tonight our paths start to diverge. We are heading to universities, the workforce, the military, or even entirely different leaps of faith. For the first time since elementary and maybe even middle school, we won't be sharing the same hallways. That's terrifying, but that's exactly what's supposed to happen. As we move forward, success will no longer be measured by GPA or test scores. It will be measured by the impact we leave on the room, the risks we take, and how we respond to the plans that don't change. We already learned to adapt once when the world shut down during COVID and how to rebuild after when it opened back up. Take the ending of this chapter as the beginning of a bigger one.
Sorry about that, guys. On behalf of the entire graduating class of 2026, we want to take a moment to make a collective acknowledgement. Look around this room. None of us made it to this stage in a vacuum. We want to acknowledge the parents and families who gave us endless grace when we were stressed out of our minds. We acknowledge the teachers who didn't just grade our papers, but actually cared about our well-being. We acknowledge our counselors, our coaches, the administrative staff, and the unsung heroes who kept our school running every single day.
And now, the choice of who we become next is entirely up to us. Whether you become an engineer, an artist, a doctor, a teacher, an entrepreneur, or a leader in a field that doesn't even exist yet, you have the power to shape what comes next. Our class has proven time and time again that we are capable of extraordinary things when we refuse to back down. So, as we step out into the world tomorrow, don't be afraid to dream bigger than what feels comfortable. The world does not change because people played it safe or stayed inside their comfort zones. It changes because people dare to imagine something better and have the courage to go out and build it.
Years from now, we won't remember our OSS Connect due dates or all our late assignments, but we will remember the people who were there with us. Our teachers who spent their Saturdays hosting AP review sessions,
the administrators who spent their time behind the scenes to create college panels and career fairs, and most importantly, our families. Our parents who woke up early with us, drove us to school and competitions, and helped us grow into the people we are today. There will never be a class of 2026 again. Our journey was unconventional, chaotic, and because the 13 of us did not reach a stage entirely on our own. We lifted each other up. We grew together, and we proved that true success isn't about standing above anyone else, but standing beside them. Look around you, look at the people sitting next to you. Take this moment in, because we worked hard for it. Class of 2026, this is only the beginning. Congratulations, we graduate.
Now, the class of 2026 is filled with hardworking and talented students who have challenged themselves and achieved great success. Please welcome Mr. Stephen Grebeck as he introduced this year's Salutatorian.
Hello, everybody. How you doing tonight? That's good. I had the honor of having many of you not only as seniors, but also as freshmen, and so you know I typically start my classes in a certain way with certain phrases every day. So tonight's a little different. Instead of saying good morning, I get to say good evening, happy Saturday, and happy graduation. So, my name is Mr. Grayback, and I'm going to be introducing your Salutatorians for the class of 2026 this evening. I've had the honor of having many of the students in the room in my ELA classes, but appropriately, I'm also the drama teacher, so I thought I'd quote Shakespeare, which is your favorite, right? Pause for eye rolls and grunt. No, sorry, that's just in my note. Shakespeare wrote, famously, all the world's a stage, and each person in their time plays many parts. Don't worry, I'll translate. Life's a vibe, and everyone got to flex at some point, for real, for real. I got you. You'll soon be stepping into the spotlight in the larger stages of life, like college, careers, paying taxes, the good stuff. And it'd be perfectly reasonable for you to get stage fright. The world stage is a big place after all. But tonight, as the curtain closes on your high school career and you take your metaphorical bows on the OSS stage by getting your diploma, I want you to stop and just look around the room for a minute. Graduates, look around the room. Actually, look, come on. Take a look. Everyone here, every single person here tonight is rooting for you. They're cheering you on. And yes, they're here to pick you up if you fall. And that's okay. And if you're still a little bit afraid, that is okay. You can choose the great adventure of being brave and afraid at the exact same time. Because if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. So, I'd like to have our Salutatorians come up to the stage. Rita Benani Sanchez and Arab Shah, come on up. I'd like to recognize you. Why'd you stop clapping? So, these brilliant individuals have worked hard to make their dreams a reality. And I think I speak for myself and everyone on the stage and everyone in the room when I say that we're all so proud of you. So, please join me in recognizing and celebrating the fortitude, countless hours of study, and dedication to their own success of our class of 2026 Salutatorians, Rita Benani Sanchez and Arab Shah. Give it up for your class of 2026 Salutatorians.
Hi everyone! So as many of you already know, or will come to find out, I share a slightly different perspective than my peers. So let's get started. Qadar. If it is meant for you, it will find you. Qadrullahi wa ma sha' fa'ala. This is from the qadr of Allah, and whatever He has willed will always find its way. Alhamdulillah. We are all exactly where we are supposed to be right now. Not only physically, although thank God we all made it to graduation, but metaphorically, and we all had a role in who we all are today. It's such a blessing and a beautiful thing to consider, whether we were best friends, hated each other, barely spoke, or maybe never even knew each other's names. We all affected each other, either directly or indirectly, and made each other who we are today without even realizing. We pushed each other, supported each other, and cared for each other. I want to say thank you to the entire class of 2026. But more specifically, I want to give a genuine thank you to my parents for always believing and supporting me, from the decisions I made without asking, the sleepless nights, the long drives, and the even longer conversations. And for giving up everything, including moving away from their home, to give me every opportunity they never had. Jamel, Soni, this is all for you. To my friends and the memories I will always cherish, my boyfriend, my teachers, more specifically Mr. Roman, Ms. Piazza, Mr. Kennedy, Ms. Bombeck, Ms. Dantas, Dr. Von Moss, and more. And thank you to the staff, specifically Ms. Simchek and Ms. Elias. None of this would be possible without each and every single one of you. Finally, thank you to the rest of the OSS staff. You all know who you are. For making our lives difficult in every way possible that you could find, for fighting us instead of helping us, for your lack of support, and for being selfish, inconsiderate, and utterly incompetent. We would not be the independent, self-sufficient individuals we are today, and thank you for teaching us not to rely on anyone but ourselves, and to never stop fighting for what we deserve. I'd like to close tonight with one quote. Amor fati, a Latin phrase meaning embracing everything, the good, the bad, the painful, as necessary parts of our story. It's not just acceptance, but choosing to love what shaped you. Congratulations to all of us. The future is ours.
So I just want to say that like my speech is going to be slightly longer, so just bear with me, all right? All right, so good evening, everyone. My name is Arif Shah, and on the behalf of the class of 2026, I just want to take a moment to thank the amazing parents, teachers, staff, faculty, and everyone who took the time to make this evening possible. All right. So now I promised myself like how to avoid all of the usual cliches. But to be honest, you can probably find half of like what I'm gonna say in a grad speech YouTube video, or in that case, you can read a speech. Just putting it out there. So I'm still, for the sake of time and everyone's sanity, I'll cut right to the chase. I, like many of my peers, who went through school, sometimes following the crowd, sometimes not. All we knew was that the goal was graduation, and beyond that, something called college. However, as we got older, we started to realize that is the whole world out there. Despite everything that's going on in the world right now, I just want to say that I know for sure that the class of 2026 is going to be very impactful. Whether it's going to college, getting a degree, and working as a financial engineer, or starting a holding business right out of school, or going to trade school, or the military, I know that the class of 2026 is going to go on to accomplish some great things that will go on to benefit us all. However, I know that right now we're all unsure of the future and what's going to happen. I know I am. In fact, I don't even know whether I'm going to even get that dream internship in college, let alone what's going to happen in 10 years from now. However, I'm not going to lie. I feel hopeful for the future. Sure, we're going to have to pay taxes, get a job, and do all the stuff that adults have to do, but we're getting something that outweighs all of that. Freedom. Before this moment, we were all under the same time schedule, and for better or for worse, we had unlimited choices. But now, we can decide what we want happening, and we can decide where we take the course of our life. Now, I know that many of you guys are stressing underneath those caps and are sweating underneath those caps and gowns, just stressing out about the next steps. But as someone in this very room once said, tomorrow's problems belong to tomorrow's me. And that's how it should be. Enjoy tonight and make time for the small things, because everything will work out in the end. Trust me. Now, I'm almost done, I promise. Among many, I want to thank Ms. Aprito, Ms. Leo, Ms. McCord, Mr. Cooper, Mr. Bahar, Ms. Bolat, and all of the amazing teachers, faculty, family, and friends who have helped me become who I am and who I'll be. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As our graduates prepare to begin a new chapter in life, tonight's keynote speaker reminds us to dream big and believe in ourselves, never be afraid to reach higher than we ever imagined possible. And we have the keynote speaker from NASA, and it feels especially fitting to remember that sometimes the sky is not the limit. It is only the beginning. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Chris Legulan, our Assistant Admin for School Operations, as we will introduce today's keynote speaker.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to see everyone. As a STEM-focused high school, we continuously strive to connect those in the STEM field with our school community and with what is taught and practiced in our many classrooms and labs. As this year's commencement speaker, Megan Cruz is one such individual. Megan is the literal voice of the space industries as NASA's executive producer of live broadcasts, in which she serves as the agency's spokesperson and communication strategist for its most visible global events, including rocket launches, solar eclipses, and major scientific milestones like the historic Artemis mission. She created, produced, and hosted Far Out, an original nonfiction NASA Plus series that ranks among the platform's top-performing shows and was honored with a Telly Award for Nature and Wildlife and Science and Technology. Additionally, she earned a National News and Documentary Emmy and a Webby for her work during the 2024 solar eclipse. Prior to joining NASA, Megan kept viewers informed about developments in their community through her work as a broadcast reporter at Spectrum News in New York, KOAT in New Mexico, and a reporter at WFTV in Central Florida, with her coverage and dedication to journalism being recognized with the Suncoast Regional Emmy, a New Mexico Broadcasters Association Award, and the prestigious Edward R. Murrow Award in 2018. It is my pleasure to introduce our class of 2026 commencement speaker, Ms. Megan Cruz.
Come on, Chris, how are you going to do that? You left this mic so high. Move it a little bit away and lower. All right. Good evening, graduates, and congratulations to you, your family, your friends, teachers, staff, this entire school community. And what I've gathered from sitting here now, listening to everything that I've heard about this class, what you've been able to accomplish already, the heart that you guys have as students and for each other, it's really wonderful. And thank you so much for being here, because I am truly humbled to be there and hopefully can offer some meaningful advice as you turn the page on this chapter of your life. So to figure out what advice I might share with you today, I turned the pages of my book back. I read through the ups and downs, I relived some truly, truly questionable decisions, and absolutely tried ignoring the years when thin eyebrows and velour tracksuits were a thing. All you millennials, you know what I mean. What I found when I turned back the pages on my book was a journey and a lesson that only hit home for me last month, when I was standing on a Navy ship in the middle of the Pacific Ocean watching the Artemis II astronauts return from a history-defining mission to the moon. I literally said aloud to myself in more colorful words, but basically I was saying, how am I here right now? Because I never dreamed of working at NASA. I didn't have a STEM education like you all received here. So how did I end up where I am? It was the summer before my first semester at New York University. Plenty of people asking me, what are you going to be studying? What are you going to be? And I'm no clue, undecided. And that's not really like me. Like, I'm one of those people with the to-do list of always thinking about what's next. But really at that point, nothing spoke to me. My parents wanted me to be a doctor or maybe a lawyer because they said I like to argue specifically with them. I've always been a little headstrong. Or I thought maybe a politician because I really enjoyed being student council president of my high school. But honestly, political science sounded a little boring. So there I was making new friends at freshman orientation events, and something weird kept happening. People would say, well, what about something in television? I could see you being someone on TV. That is literally the most random thing. That is literally the most random thing. Problem created seeing me coming because I always wanted to get to the bottom of it and offer solutions. So I had a job at a news station in New York City before I graduated from NYU. And for the next 13 years, I worked as a news reporter and anchor in several states, as you heard Chris say. In upstate New York, I covered Tropical Storm Irene. That was when there was catastrophic flooding, literally wiped out neighborhoods off of the map. The National Guard was mobilized along with other organizations to help with search and rescue, housing, food and water for people who are displaced. And in the middle of all that devastation, I learned it is important to communicate clearly and with heart when the stakes are so high. And in New Mexico, I met a man named Ron. In 1979, he started dating a woman named Donna. It was their first Valentine's Day together, so he got Donna a box of chocolates from her favorite candy store. Little did they know that would be a tradition, and when I interviewed him, it was his 39th year filling up the same box with sweets for his sweets. It's one of the only things, actually, that Donna still remembered about their relationship after being diagnosed with dementia. And during a moment of clarity, she said to me, he's a keeper. I married him years ago, and I love him as much today as I did then. That story taught me something too, that most people remember things that make them feel compassion, resilience, inspiration, something relatable. And then when I was here in Florida during the COVID-19 pandemic, and every day was incredibly difficult. People were scared, frustrated, overwhelmed, and I learned how to distill really complicated and technical information to the general public. So now it's 2021 and I had a choice to make. What now? Move to another city, take another news job. Honestly, that seemed like the only thing that made sense. I had already invested so many years, more than a decade, becoming a television journalist. But looking back now, I realize I was actually building a skill set, helping people understand complicated things during high stakes moment, while never losing sight of the human story at the core of those moments. And so that's how I ended up at NASA. I brought my skills to a new field, one that I never thought I had a place in. I hosted our live coverage of the Artemis II launch, describing literal rocket science and the high-stakes nature of a crewed lunar mission. And then on the Navy ship during their return, describing the operations of getting the astronauts out of their spacecraft and onto the ship. And then, of course, sharing the emotion of the incredible mission. After their medical checks, it was Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy. They came to say hello to the people on the ship. And I was there as Christina literally gave the spacecraft a bear hug. Again, this home away from home for the past 10 days. And then all 4 of the astronauts came around, applauded the recovery team for bringing them home safely and back to their family and friends. It truly was a moment that I'll never forget. So I tell you my story because when I was your age, I thought the most important thing was figuring out what I wanted to be. A reporter, a lawyer, a doctor, something I could label. But looking back now, I was thinking about it all wrong. The better questions would have been, what skills am I building? What problems do I like solving? How do I naturally contribute? Because the answers to those questions might have opened up more options to me. Maybe I wouldn't have needed the help of my new friends at these orientation events who noticed skills that I didn't even notice myself. So that's my advice. Focus on the skills and not a profession or a label, And lucky for you, you guys are leaving with truly impressive, fantastic skills that can take you almost anywhere. Because if you think about it, a STEM education doesn't necessarily mean a specific narrow career or a specific narrow path. It teaches you how to think, how to solve problems, how to adapt when things don't go according to plan, how to keep learning, as Armando said, how to embrace challenge. That is invaluable. So right now, don't put so much pressure into thinking about what you want to be. Pay attention to the things you consistently do well, the problems you enjoy solving, the ways you naturally connect with people, the skills that keep showing up again and again. If you do that one day, you may find yourself standing somewhere completely unexpected, and it'll make perfect sense how you got there. Congratulations again, class of 2026.
Thank you again, Ms. Cruz. Now, this is the time for one of the most special parts of the evening, and looking back at how far our graduates have come. Tonight's before and after video is a little bit of once upon a time moment, from childhood pictures and younger version of themselves to the graduates sitting here tonight. It is hard to believe how quickly the years went by. So please enjoy the laughs, the memories, and maybe a few emotional moments as we watch this special time capsule for the class of 2026. Thank you so much. Now almost the time. One saying goes, it's cliche, but everyone knows, it takes a village to raise a child. And tonight we can truly see that the village is here. Parents, grandparents, siblings, family members, friends, teachers, faculty, and administration. Each of you play a part in helping these graduates reach their moment. Class of 2026, tonight might be your night, but we cannot let this moment pass without recognizing the people who supported, encouraged, guided, and believed in you along the way. And yes, the people who drove you to school for all of these years and picked your lunches. At this time, I would like to ask all parents and guardians and families, please stand. And graduates, please you as well stand up and join me in giving them a heartfelt round of applause for everything they have done for you. Now, we would like to also recognize our faculty, staff, administration. Please stand so our class of 2026 may thank you for your dedication, guidance, patience, so care you have given the class of 2026 throughout the years. Thank you. Thank you for everything you have done to support, encourage, and help to shape the class of 2026 into the amazing group of graduates they are today. Now, we arrive at the moment everyone has been waiting for. You may be seated. Thank you. Please welcome Ms. Tiffany Heaney, the faculty, for the presentation of diplomas.
Mariam Abdul Rahman. Hamsika Adonki. Ismail Akdenis. Ariba Akram. Mayel Alabray. Anum Ali. Faris Al-Qadri. Mariam Al-Khatan. Hamsika Anala. Siana Batches. Munish Badal. Samriti Basak. Madison Basant. Snigdha Bisa Bethany. Parker Bell. Rita Benani Sanchez. Zara Byra. Ade Bengali. Ashlyn Venus. Rasim Rirama. Kylie Blackford. Tegan Bless. William Bundy. Jeremiah Caneas. Kylan Carpenter. Noah Sabalas. Gabriela Chica. Nia Crouch. Armando Colazo de Jesus. Audrey Como. Micah Connolly. Sai Desari. Tasia Dulipala. Elisa De Santos. Amira Dyer. Aya Elbajon. Isabella Gallardo Pastron. Om Gandhi. Rohan Gangu Pankula. Tomas Garcia. Adriana Gaskin. Kazia George. Emily Gibson. Miles Gibson. Rashida Galal. Alex Straba. Zafer Goose.
Nathan Zhang. Ahmed Hamza. Kennedy Hawkins Dale. Amber Herrera Quinuela. Sophia Hussein. Jada Joyce Houston. Jad Itan. Anish Jaka. Merona Jamozova. Hugo John. Dylan Jayasinghe. Aiden Jimenez. Darian Jones. Mark Julian Ayala. Joseph Junga. Ryan Compton. Lakshmi Kataru. Warisha Khan. Kieran Kubal. Mackenzie Porton. Torrey Lambert. Chad Lastimosa. Zachary Lauru. Elizabeth Lee. Jackson Lone Masari. Luli Lewandowski. Janaya Lorient. Gabriella Malahu. Akshay Mandala Karthi. Ashrita Manikonda. Natalie Marquardt. Felipe Martinez. Paige Martinez. Masimoku. Jocelyn Mateo. Cecily May. Keith McLaughlin. Jaden McNeely. Elijah McSwain. Nandini Mekapati. Nandita Mekapati. Ariana Mirza. Anavi Modi. Hadia Mohammed. Mary Morse. Haley Murdoch. Daithi Nalavoa. Leonardo Nascimento. Ming Hoi Wen. Balajariam Nita Dagmo. Kalani Acacia Barnett. Aiden Ortega. Om Pandey. Anuj Parekh. Anand Patel. Shiva Patel. Jada Pelletier. Nia Peter. Ananya Karametla. Erica Quarterman. Bonnie Rompar. Madeline Rashid. Angeles, Brady Reynolds, Xenia Rivera, Chase Roberts, Alizias Rodriguez, Snehal Sahu, Sarah Salgado Saldana, Manish Saravana Kumar Divya Sundari, Alexa Shaw, Arav Shaw, John V. Shaw, Samina Sheikh, Kirsten Sheely Murphy, Daniel Siddiqui, Philip Silva, Mehak Singh, Dhruva Singh, Arav Sonale, Anvesha Srivastava, Isabella Tascon, Sanjana Thomas, Giovanni Tirado, Shrey Trivedi, Faith Tucker, Juan Valencia, Shrika Belagupati, Sai Velagubu Reddy. Ricardo Villa Rivera. Alex Vincent. Vidi Vias. Jacinth Watson. Christopher Wilches Lozano. Diego Wilston Acosta.
Dear parents, guardians, our staff, and class of 2026, you did it. Congratulations. Please welcome our principal, Mr. Nicholas KB, for the official turning of the tassels for the graduating class of 2026.
All right, everybody, that about wraps it up. No more speeches. Diplomas have been issued. At this time, graduates, please stand. Stand, stand. By the successful completion of all graduation requirements, I now declare you graduates of Orlando Science High School, class of 2026. Congratulations. At this time, graduates, please move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your cap. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to present the class of 2026. Thank you.